Lying within the heart of Europe is a country with an amazing land scale, beautiful works of nature, and a rich cultural heritage. From the glorious Swiss Alps to the magnificent mountain peaks, Switzerland is unique for a lot of things, including their chocolates, watches, and banking prowess. The country is home to several tremendous lakes as well as historically notable cities and villages, including Zurich and Geneva, marked for their unique features, such as the famous Geneva Lake, its spectacular ski resorts and hiking trails, and its unique laws and traditional practices have consistently attracted tourists. Though the country might seem small in size, it is home to some of the biggest innovations and inventions in the world. Switzerland might be famous, but the country still has a lot of mysteries to be unlocked. Join us as we reveal some of the thrilling facts about Switzerland that you probably had no idea about. But before we move forward, please do well to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. 10. Switzerland is home to the longest tunnel in the world. Measuring a total of 15 kilometers long, the Gotthard Tunnel forms the summit of the Gotthard Railway in Switzerland, connecting Goschenen, a municipality in the canton of Uri, with Airolo, which is a municipality in Ticino. It was the first tunnel through the St. Gotthard Massif. It was designed to be a single-bore tunnel to accommodate a standard-gauge double-track railway throughout. It was regarded as the longest tunnel at the time it was launched in 1882. The tunnel was said to have been built with the intention of improving connectivity amongst European nations. There has always been a vision of a singular, wider railway network, connecting ports in major countries with the main purpose of improving commercial opportunities. For that to be possible, it meant that the line had to cross the Alps, which are the highest and most extensive mountain range entirely in Europe, stretching across Alpine countries, which include Monaco, France, Switzerland, Italy, Liechtenstein, Germany, Austria, and Slovenia. It was said to have been a bidding war between two engineering companies during deliberations on who would oversee the construction of the project, for which Louis Favre, a Swiss businessman and engineer, won the contract. The construction of the tunnel faced several challenges, including technical, geographical, and financial troubles. There were also incidents that led to the loss of lives, including a hazardous accident that claimed the lives of around 200 workers caused by a largely compressed air-driven train used to carry excavated materials out of the tunnel, as well as dynamite explosions and drownings. 9. Switzerland had the highest mountain peaks. Switzerland is home to quite a number of mountains, some of which are said to have the highest mountain peaks in Europe, measuring up to 3,000 meters high, and quite a number of them have peaks of up to 4,000 meters. Switzerland is said to have more peaks than any other country in Europe. Most notable is the Monte Rosa, which is located in the eastern part of the Pennines Alps and has its highest peak, Dufour-Spitze, at approximately 4,634 meters. It is regarded as the highest mountain in Switzerland and the second highest mountain in the Alps. The mountain boundaries are made up of humongous ice slopes and seracs, as well as large Gorner glaciers. The mountain is a popular site for hiking, skiing, and snowboarding. Then there is the Finsteraarhorn, which is the highest mountain in the Bernese Alps and is regarded as having the most prominent peaks. 8. There are 7,000 lakes in Switzerland. Besides having some of the most outstanding mountains in Europe, Switzerland is home to about 7,000 lakes all around the country. These lakes, which are of varying sizes, are made up of both natural and artificial lakes, serving most importantly as a source of water, but also for leisure, as well as a habitat for the fish-eating birds. Among these thousands of lakes are Lake Geneva and Lake Constance, which are regarded as some of the largest lakes in Europe. The lake is located on the north side of the Alps, shared between Switzerland and France. The Lake Geneva, which is the largest in Switzerland, has a surface area of 580 km², draining into the Monte Rosa. The lake is the usual site for several sporting activities, including yacht racing, the Tour du Lac, as well as swimming competitions. The lake has been known to experience several mishaps, including a tsunami that was said to have occurred in 563 and caused loss of life and numerous deaths in Geneva. There have also been cases of intense water pollution, some of which have led to the total wipeout of all the fish in the water. The Lake Constance, which is located at the meeting point between Switzerland, Austria, and Germany, is regarded as the second largest lake in volume and the third largest in surface area in Europe. 7. Switzerland has over 1,000 museums. Switzerland is a place filled with lots of exciting, cool places that attract the attention of explorers from all over the world, and one of the most prominent tourist attractions are their museums. There are said to be about 100 of them in Switzerland. The museums, which are filled with historical, scientific, and culturally significant pieces, and Swiss art from some of the most renowned artists from all over the world. Some of the most notable include the famous Olympic Museum in Lausanne, which contains permanent and temporary exhibits relating to sports and Olympic movements. The Kunsthaus Zurich, which is the largest museum in Switzerland, consists of a 4-part building complex with one of the largest art collections from famous Swiss artists, such as Alberto Giacometti, and the most representative collections of paintings by Edvard Munch outside of Norway. The Einstein House, which is the former residence of Albert Einstein, is located in Bern, Switzerland. The house was occupied by Einstein, his wife, and their son from 1903 to 1905, where he wrote one of his most remarkable papers, the Annus Mirabilis. 6. Switzerland has the largest nuclear shelter. The Sonnenberg, which is located in Lucerne and measures a total of about 1,550, is regarded as the largest nuclear fallout shelter in the world. It was designed to accommodate about 20,000 civilians in the event of a war or any other disaster. Switzerland is one of the countries that focuses a lot on the security and protection of its citizens, trying to keep them safe from present and future threats. Switzerland had the intention of providing nuclear fallout shelters for the entire population. The construction of the tunnel had brought the government the opportunity to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. That meant building a tunnel in the urban center, as well as providing shelter for a large number of people. The conversion of the tunnel to a shelter was said to have cost about $32.5 million. The shelter is made up of 2 motorways capable of accommodating 10,000 people in 64-person subdivisions. Between the tunnels lies a 7-story cavern, which consists of a command post, an emergency hospital, a radio, prison cells, and ventilator machines. The tunnel was built to withstand the blast from a 1-megaton nuclear explosion. One challenge that was faced was that the viability of the tunnel could not be entirely tested, because it would require the disruption of a lot of things. The only opportunity that was given to test the facility back in 1987 revealed a lot of loopholes, including the fact that the desired capacity of 20,000 people wasn't feasible. The Swiss are said to have a total of 36,000 bunkers, which is supposedly enough to accommodate the entire population, which is about 9 million. 5. Switzerland speaks 4 major languages. Switzerland is unique for a lot of things, among which is the multilingual attribute of the Swiss. Though most of the Swiss speak German, there are 4 major languages spoken by the people of Switzerland, among which are German, French, Italian, and Romance. German, French, and Italian are regarded as the official languages and recognized at the national level within the federal administration of the Swiss Confederation, while Romance is used to communicate with people who speak that language. German is the official language in 17 Swiss cantons, while 22% speak French. The French-speaking Swiss refer to themselves as Romans, and their part of the country is called Romandy, while the Germans refer to them as Welsche, and their area as Welschland. The Swiss Germans, referred to as Schweizerdeutsch, are a collection of Alemannic German that is no longer spoken in Germany or Austria. So those who speak actual German might have problems understanding the Swiss Germans. The Swiss Germans put in a lot of effort into promoting the diversity of dialects found within their communities. However, Swiss are taught actual German in their schools from a very early age, so they have no problems understanding people who don't speak Swiss German. In that regard, all German written documents, such as books, newspapers, and the like, are in standard German, as are the means of communication during official occasions, such as their parliamentary discussions and news broadcasts. While the Swiss French could be found in places such as Geneva and Lausanne, but unlike the Swiss German, the Swiss French isn't much different from standard French, with only a few differences in the vocabulary. As a result, individuals who speak standard French won't have much trouble understanding Swiss French. The Swiss Italians are much like the Swiss French and differ only minutely from the actual Italian language, and they are mostly found in areas where Italy shares a border with Italy. 4. Switzerland is home to the longest staircase in the world. Besides having extremely high mountains and mountain peaks, Switzerland is also home to the highest and longest staircase in the world. Located in the canton of Bern, Switzerland, is the Eisenbahn, which is a funicular railway above Lake Thun. The funicular, which is divided into two portions with a total length of 3.5 kilometers and an elevation difference of about 1643 meters, has a maximum slope of 68%. Lying within the railway, which was opened in 1910, is a service stairway that is listed by the Guinness Book of Records as the longest stairway in the world. With a total of 11,774 steps and a height of 1,669 meter, the set of stairs is one that has caught the attention of people from all over. The step is said to be only for the employees of the railways, but has a public run known as the Eisenbahn. The stairs give an amazing view of Switzerland's glorious peaks and some of their historically significant towns, such as Spitz, Interlaken, and Kandersteg. It gives them beautiful views of nature, which are forever imprinted in their minds. Situated at the top of the stairs is the Berghaus Nissen Lodge, which is a simple traditional lodge that gives a relaxing experience of how life was as far back as 100 years ago. 3. The highest railway in Europe. The Jungfraujoch translates to Maiden Saddle, which connects two major 4,000 meters of the Bernese Alps, the Jungfrau and the Mönch. Lying at an elevation of 3,463 meters above sea level, it is directly below the rocky Sphinx. The railway is regarded as the highest in Europe and has been open to tourists since 1912 by the Jungfrau Line, which is a railway from Interlaken and Kleine Scheidegg. It lies below the Sphinx Observatory, which is regarded as one of the highest astronomical observatories in the world, giving an additional viewing platform at a height of 3,572 meters. The Jungfraujoch is also connected to the Top of Europe building, which consists of multiple panoramic restaurants, shops, exhibitions, and a post office. Within the railway is the Jungfraujoch radio relay station, which is the highest relay station in Europe, but is not accessible to the public. Located above the permanent snow line, the Jungfraujoch is regarded as the coldest place in Switzerland. The plan for the tunnel was first proposed by Adolf Geyer-Zeller, a Swiss entrepreneur, with the intention of having 7 stations within the tunnel, before reaching its peak at the Sphinx. Construction commenced on July 27, 1896, and took about 16. Like any other large project, it faced a lot of difficulties, including an explosion of 30 tons of dynamite. 2. Switzerland is the birthplace of the Red Cross. Have you ever noticed how the Red Cross flag looks almost exactly like the Swiss flag? Well, it's no coincidence, as the flag was actually designed in honor of its birth country. It all started back in 1859, when Swiss business entrepreneur Henry Dunant was traveling through northern Italy and witnessed the aftermath of a bloody battle between a Franco-Swiss Sardinian and Austrian forces, which had left about 40,000 troops dead, wounded, or missing. He noticed how the citizens in the area as well as the army couldn't deal with the situation, mostly because of a lack of equipment. He then published a book about 3 years later, in which he urged for the establishment of a group of trained volunteers who could offer assistance to wounded war soldiers. He was later put to work as part of a committee based in Switzerland that created a plan for national relief associations. That group eventually became the International Committee of the Red Cross. The logo, which is an inverse of the Swiss flag, was used to identify the medical workers on the battlefield. He then went on to receive the first ever Nobel Peace Prize. 1. Assisted suicide is legal. Unlike other countries where only physicians are allowed to carry out assisted suicide, the Swiss actually allow non-physicians to carry out this act. While being active, euthanasia might be illegal in Switzerland, providing the means of dying remains legal, provided the action that directly causes his death is performed by the person who wishes to die. Assisted suicide is said to have been legal in Switzerland since 1941, and they were also the first country in the world to allow any form of assisted dying. In 2014, a total of 752 assisted suicides were performed, though most of those were said to be elderly with terminal diseases. This practice of the Swiss has caused individuals to come from around the world for the purpose of assisting suicide, an act referred to by some as suicide tourism. Well, there you have folks Switzerland with all of its unique wonders, a place full of surprises. What do you think about those facts? Do you think anyone seems too ridiculous to be true? Please let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing videos just like this. Please do well to share with your friends so they too can learn about these amazing facts.